Dennis says, Donald Trump announced that if he is elected president, he will pardon all of the January 6th political prisoners. They are political prisoners, right? I'd say that's kind of a courty attitude towards the January 6th rioters. Right. The Barometer, number 3. Characteristic of gurus: anti-establishmentarianism. It is necessary that the orthodox, the establishment, the mainstream media, the expert consensus are always wrong, at least blinkered and limited, that they are generally incapable of grappling with the real issue. In the rare occasions when they are right, they are described by the gurus as being right for reasons other than they. A guru can seldom agree with the establishment because it is crucial to their appeal that they offer unique insight. So why do I call Dennis Prager a guru, not just a political commentator? Because of the effect that he has on thousands and thousands of lives, including my own. Like for those who are anxious, troubled, lacking something, like lacking, a good relationship with a father figure, he encourages a parasocial relationship, and he turns a lot of lives upside down. And you don't get that from most political commentators because his effect is much more like that of a guru than that of a political commentator. So gurus don't agree with the establishment. It's crucial to their appeal that they are offering unique insight. They're giving a fresh, hot take that's not available elsewhere, that's repressed or taboo. So the guru's popularity benefits if their iconoclastic views coincide with the prejudices or intuitions of their followers. Gurus are drawn to topics where there is a split between the expert consensus of public opinion, such as climate change, GMOs, vaccinations, lockdowns. For gurus merely agreeing with an expert consensus on a topic such as COVID, then there is less reason to listen to the guru. Send money to the Instead, you listen to experts. So the guru is highly motivated to undertake epistemic sabotage. Perhaps the key problem with what Dennis Prager is doing, right? To disparage authoritative institutional sources of knowledge and expertise. So gurus use ambiguity and uncertainty with their criticisms because they often like to tell you about their qualifications and academic background. But the main traffic of gurus is in sabotaging other sources of information and wisdom. They tend to have a fractious relationship with other gurus. They may make alliances of convenience, but they're also strongly incentivized to compete with other gurus. So outgroup is everyone. The outside world is the enemy to be debunked. The institutions, the experts, the establishment are all corrupt. Can't trust any authorities, mainstream media, can't trust experts. So you try to undermine all other sources of information to make yours much more important.
That, but how many people are angrier?
That's right. Less grateful.
Yes.
Right.
Healthier, all of that.
When your kid, I mean, look, unfortunately, this is so painful for some people listening to this. Your kid comes home from...
But he's just a radio host. He's got Prager University. It's got 50 full-time employees. He's probably the most booked public speaker in Jewish life, certainly in the top 3. He goes out giving speeches for years at $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a speech. I mean, he plays a guru role in the lives of tens of thousands of people.
From college. Woke. Are they more respectful?
It really is sad.
Are they a finer human? It is not possible to become woke and become kinder.
No.
It is not. It is like becoming taller and shorter at the same time. You can't. They're mutually exclusive.
Well, I say to people sometimes when I'm debating about religion, I say, if you were on trial and you could have a jury of 10 or 12, well, how many are on juries? 12.
12, yeah.
12 religious people or 12 non-religious people. Who would you want? And most of them
Well,
say that they
that's interesting. So they would say, well, it depends. Knowing that I was a leftist, I would prefer secular people. So, but you're thinking of just where politics had nothing to do with your crime while you're charged.
Yes. Who would you trust more to rule
honorably?
honorably? And it's the same thing with woke people. Would you rather have 12 non-woke people?
So, Bill, what do I need to do to get your mother on this show? Right? What do I need to talk about? Do I need to talk more about air supply? I'll stop talking about myself. Just let me know. What do I have to do today to get your mother onto this show, into this chat, blessing us with her presence? Okay, so... Anti-establishmentarianism, I give Prager a 4 out of 5. So on the death of George Floyd, Dennis says the chances are minuscule that the knee on the side of the neck caused him to die because Dennis knew better than those who performed the autopsy. October 21, 2020, Prager posted to Facebook, voter fraud, it's for real. The evidence is overwhelming that voter fraud is not an important issue in American politics. March 28, 2012, he says, I'm certain my school would have asked to medicate me under the same rules we have today, and I don't know if I'd be the same person I am today if I'd been medicated. So Dennis feels out of step with any authority essentially but his own everywhere he goes. He's unhappy with rabbis. He's unhappy at home. He's unhappy at school. He was unhappy at university. At Brandeis Bardeen, he fought with his board. He's unhappy in 2 marriages that ended in divorce. At KBC Radio, he struggled with the management. He's in no man's land in Jewish life, not fitting into Orthodox, conservative, Reform Judaism. So feeling distinctive from everyone else is a big part of being a guru and a big part of being Dennis. This greatness is a burden. Dennis was like Harry Potter before there was Harry Potter. So when I argue that someone like Dennis Prager engages in epistemic corruption, I'm arguing that he manipulates knowledge for his personal, professional, and monetary gain, and by so doing, he pollutes the discourse. Historian Mark Shapiro told me in 2012 that Dennis Prager has no influence in Orthodox Judaism. So you may well think that Dennis Prager is like Jesus, right? Came from non-prestigious communities, Nazareth and Brooklyn. Both had solid, if unspectacular, Jewish educations. Both started public speaking at a young age. Jesus in the temple at age 12, Dennis in temples at age 21. Both preached a simple version of Judaism that gave greater weight to ethics and ritual. Both preached with messianic fervor and moved thousands. So Dennis Prager autographs Bibles. Both were not known for their humility. Jesus claimed to be God's son. Dennis says that his contributions won't be recognized for a millennia. Both were largely rejected by the Jewish leaders of their day. Both had non-prestigious professions. Jesus was a carpenter, Dennis a talk show host. Both had devoted followings among the common people, the ignorant people, while the intellectuals despised them both. Dennis caused the COVID lockdown the greatest mistake in the history of humanity. So David Simon, who created The Wire, he says, never mind the burning of the library at Alexandria, European colonialism, the 1914 alliances that provoked the Great War, the Weimar left and center failing to unite again. Former U.S. Representative Joe Walsh says, I work for the same conservative media company that Dennis Prager works for, Salem. Prager is no dummy. He can't believe this. But this is what sucks about conservative media. You get rewarded for being outlandish, for enraging your audience. I did it at times too. It's wrong. It's just... Frank Lund says, galaxy brain stuff from the University of... Schoen Goldberg says, let's assume the lockdowns were a mistake. The biggest in human... About the reparations on Germany after World War I, sending Lenin back to Russia, carve out for slavery in the U.S. Constitution, the fire of Alexandria, canceling the TV show... So I just finished a couple of weeks ago Dennis Prager's commentary on the book of Genesis. And he notes, it is often tempting to use drama or exaggeration to make a point. Thank God Dennis never uses drama or exaggeration to make his points. May work the first time, but once the person acquires a reputation for exaggeration or melodrama, his credibility is low. And Dennis Prager's producer, Alan Estrin, who was very kind to me during the 4 years I went to Stephen S. Wise Temple, he was a good... Says about Dennis, through his radio show, his writing, and now PragerU, Dennis Prager changes the way you live for the better. Makes you a better person, a better father, a better son, a better mother, a better daughter. Name another public figure who does that.
Or 12 woke people.
Well, that's interesting, but I'll give you one that's proof. So I asked Pearl and Sam Oliner, O-L-I-N-E-R, two professors at Humboldt State, Cal State Humboldt, who were both sociologists, secular, totally secular people, and I interviewed them.
So your mother, she sees the sight and sound of Luke on her TV. She puts her head in her hand. My content is not aimed at her. She just likes Trump. She had the COVID vaccine 4 times. But, I mean, your mom and I, we have a lot in common. Like, we both love to get the COVID vaccine. I'd have another one today if I mean... I don't know where she's denying me. Like the disciples of Jesus who denied him 3 times before the cock crew. LaPena says, in Prager's defense, I had a friend put his knee on my neck. I was fine. I could breathe. I would do speeches for $1,000.